This video depicts topics of violence, murder, and death and is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Saint Hilary of Poitiers, also known as Hilary of Poitiers, born in 310 and passed away in 367, was a bishop, theologian, and church father who played a significant role in early Christian churches' fight against Arianism, a heresy that denied the divinity of Christ. He is often referred to as Athanasius of the West for his defense of the Orthodox Trinitarian theology. Saint Hilary was born in around 310 in Poitiers, a Roman city in Gaul, modern-day France, to a wealthy and influential pagan family. He received a classical education, excelling in Greek and Latin literature, philosophy, and rhetoric. These skills would later contribute to his effectiveness as a theologian and writer. His philosophical search for truth eventually led him to embrace Christianity. He was baptized sometime in his adulthood, along with his wife and daughter, becoming a prominent lay Christian in his community. Hilary was elected Bishop of Poitiers around 350, despite being a married man with a child, a practice not uncommon in the church at the time. As bishop, he became known for his compassionate leadership and pastoral care, as well as for his deep commitment to preserving the Orthodox Christian faith. During his tenure, the church was embroiled in the Arian controversy, which questioned the equality of the Son with the Father. Hilary staunchly opposed Arianism and supported the Nicene Creed, which affirmed the consubstantiality of the Father and Son. Hilary's defense of orthodoxy led to conflict with the Arian Emperor Constantius II, who exiled him to Phrygia, modern-day Turkey, around 356. This period of exile became one of the most productive times of Hilary's life. He deepened his theological knowledge and wrote extensively against Arianism. His most notable work, De Trinitate, on the Trinity, is a profound exposition of Trinitarian theology. In this treatise, Hilary refutes Arian arguments and articulates the mystery of the Holy Trinity with clarity and precision. Other important writings include commentary on the Psalms, a spiritual and theological interpretation of the Psalms, as well as De Synotis, a historical and theological analysis of various councils and their creeds aimed at promoting unity among Orthodox Christians. Hilary's works were instrumental in shaping Western theology and countering the spread of Arianism. Hilary returned to Poitiers in 360 after his exile and continued to fight Arianism through preaching, writing, and participating in church councils. His influence extended beyond his diocese, and he became a respected figure throughout the Western Church. Hilary also mentioned other significant church figures, including Saint Martin of Tours, who became one of the most famous saints in Gaul. Saint Hilary passed away in 367, leaving behind a legacy as one of the foremost defenders of Trinitarian doctrine. He was proclaimed a doctor of the church by Pope Pius IX in 1851 in recognition of his theological contributions. His feast day is celebrated on January 13th in the Western Church. Hilary is remembered for his intellectual rigor, eloquence, and unwavering faith in the face of persecution. He is also regarded as the patron saint of lawyers, and those seeking wisdom and guidance. If you need more details about his writings and specific events or contributions to the church, please do let me know. Saint Hilaire of Poitiers, as a prominent theologian and defender of orthodoxy in the early church, is depicted in Christian art and iconography in a manner reflecting his role as bishop, theologian, and saint. His representations are often symbolic, emphasizing his wisdom, holiness, and contributions to the fight against Arianism. Here is a brief but detailed exploration of his iconography, including common symbols and themes as well as their meanings. When concerning his general appearance, in visual depictions, Saint Hilary is often portrayed as a bishop first and foremost, wearing the episcopal vestments such as a chasuble, mitre, and pallium, signifying his role as Bishop of Poitiers. He's often also shown wearing a beard, a common feature in early Christian saints, indicating maturity, wisdom, and authority. He's often shown as well with a book or scroll representing his theological writings, particularly his seminal work, De Trinitate, on the Trinity, and his role as a defender of orthodoxy. Finally, he's often shown with a quill or pen, indicating his intellectual contributions and status as a doctor of the church. The iconography shows certain attributes of Saint Hilary. These specific symbols associated with him include a book, often holding a or writing in a book, symbolizing his contribution to Christian theology and his writing against Arianism. In some stained glass windows, for example, he is shown presenting a book to the faithful, emphasizing his role as a teacher and guide in the faith. A dove is often included, which is a symbol of the Holy Spirit, and may be shown near St. Hilary to emphasize his inspiration by the Spirit in defending Trinitarian doctrine. In Eastern Orthodoxy iconography, for example, a dove may appear resting on the shoulder or hovering above him as a sign of divine guidance. He is often shown with a staff or crozier. As a bishop, Hilary is frequently depicted with this symbol representing his pastoral authority and his role in leading the church. Finally, he's often shown with 3 circles or triangles. This is rare but meaningful. These geometrical shapes symbolize the Holy Trinity and Hilary's role in articulating and defending Trinitarian theology. For example, in illuminated manuscripts, these symbols may appear in the margins near his image. Many iconography will show scenes from his life. Some artistic depictions illustrate key events from St. Hilary's life, which includes his teaching and writing. Paintings or carvings may show him seated at a desk writing the De Trinitate or teaching disciples. In some medieval manuscripts, St. Hilary is illustrated surrounded by students, including St. Martin of Tours, symbolizing his influence as a teacher. Others will show his exile to Phrygia. Depictions of his exile emphasize his steadfastness in the face of persecution. He is often shown journeying or in a contemplative pose during his exile. Stained glass windows may depict him walking through a desolate landscape, symbolizing his exile but unwavering faith. He may also be shown combating Arianism. Saint Hilary is sometimes shown debating or triumphing over figures symbolizing heresy, often represented by Arians or serpents, a traditional symbol of falsehood. A mosaic might depict him trampling a snake or engaging in disputation with heretical figures. Some iconography in specific artistic traditions will show, especially in Western Catholic art, often depict in richly colored stained glass windows in cathedrals, particularly in France. St. Hilary's imagery frequently includes a crozier or book. A stained glass window in Poitiers cathedrals show him in full bishop's attire, holding a book labeled De Trinitate. In Eastern Orthodox art, however, though less commonly venerated in this tradition, he may be appear in icons as a holy bishop with a focus on his role as theologian. Eastern icons show him holding a scroll inscribed in Trinitarian affirmation such as the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit are one. In patronage and symbolism on art, in some depictions, Hilary is surrounded by legal or theological symbols such as scrolls, books, scales of justice, reflecting his patronage for lawyers and theologians. Many will often show him as defender of orthodoxy. These artworks sometimes include halos with crosses emphasizing his sainthood and his defense of Christ's divinity. Some examples include the mosaic in Ravenna. In early Christian basilicas like Saint Apollinaires in Classe, mosaics might include a figure resembling Hilary among the church fathers, signifying his role in shaping doctrine. A statue in Poitiers is often found in the Poitiers cathedrals, depicts him in a contemplative pose, holding a book and wearing ornate episcopal garments. Finally, in many illuminated manuscripts during medieval times, they often feature detailed miniatures of Hilary teaching or debating, surrounded by books, doves, or disciples. In conclusion, St. Hilary's iconography reflects his identity as a bishop, theologian, and defender of orthodoxy. Common attributes like books, doves, and a bishop's vestments emphasize his intellectual and spiritual authority, while depictions of key events of his life highlight his steadfastness and courage in the faith of heresy. These artistic representations not only honor his legacy but also inspire the faithful to emulate his dedication to truth and the church. The historical record of Saint Hilary of Poitiers does not attribute to him a large number of recorded miracles compared to other saints, such as Saint Martin of Tours, who was one of his disciples. However, some traditions and hagiographical accounts include a few miracles associated with Hilary, primarily reflecting his sanctity and intercessory powers. Here is some of the most well known miracles traditionally associated with St. Hilary, with as much details as possible. The healing of a blind man. A blind man came to Hilary seeking healing. Hilary prayed frequently and made the sign of the cross over the man's eyes. The man regained his sight instantly. This occurred in Poitiers, Gaul, now modern day France. This miracle is not precisely dated, but it would have occurred during Hilary's episcopacy, somewhere between 353 to 367. The identity of the blind man is not recorded in historical accounts, but the miracle is said to have widely been witnessed and contributed to Hilary's reputation for holiness. The exorcism of a demon. Hilary performed an exorcism to free a possessed individual. Through his prayers and invocation of the Holy Trinity, the demon was cast out. This occurred likely in or near Poitiers, where Hilary was a bishop. This occurred sometime, during his episcopal ministry, possibly in the 350s or 360s. The possessed person and witnesses include members of the local church and Christian community that testified to this miracle have not been named or identified. Protection from persecution. During his exile in Phrygia, modern day Turkey, by the Arian Emperor Constantinus II from 356 to 360, Hilary was reportedly shielded from harm through divine intervention. Despite being in a hostile environment, he was able to survive, write extensively, and even influence theological debates. This, of course, occurred in Phrygia in Asia Minor, somewhere between 356 to 360. People involved in this miracle included Emperor Constantius II, who later softened his stance, local authorities, and other exiles who may have witnessed Hilary's steadfastness and protection. Another miracle is the resurrection of a dead child. A grieving mother brought her deceased child to Hilary, pleading for his intercession. After praying and laying hands on the child, Hilary brought the child back to life. This occurred in Poitiers or its vicinity. This miracle is traditionally dated to his time as a bishop, though exact details are sparse. There are no named individuals, but the miracle involves the mother, the child, as well as local witnesses who spread the word of the miraculous event. Another event of miraculous nature is the healing of a sick woman. A woman suffering from a debilitating illness came to Hilary for help. Through his prayers, she was miraculously healed. Poitiers or nearby region was the location of this miracle, and it occurred during Hilary's episcopacy. It involved, of course, the sick woman, her family, and the Christian community who witnessed the healing. Another miracle is the vision of the Holy Trinity. While in prayer, Hilary experienced a mystical vision of the Holy Trinity, which he described as illuminating his understanding of divine truth. Though not a miracle performed for others, his vision profoundly influenced his writings, especially De Trinitate. It occurred most likely during his exile in Phrygia, somewhere between 357 and 360. This is a mystical experience for Saint Hilary, which was later shared in his writings and teachings. Another miracle is a miracle of the weather. According to tradition, Hilary once prayed during a severe drought and rain fell abundantly shortly afterwards, ending the suffering for the people. This occurred in Poitiers or the surrounding areas, and likely during his episcopacy. This was witnessed by the local population who credited Hilary's prayers with the miraculous rain. Finally, there were numerous posthumous miracles. After his passing in 367, several miracles were attributed to Saint Hilary through his intercession. Two big miracles include healing at his tomb. Many pilgrims visited his tomb in Poitiers reported miraculous healings, particularly of ailments like blindness, paralysis, and chronic illness. Another example is protection of the city. In times of great danger, the people of Poitiers invoked Saint Hilary, and the city was believed to be miraculously protected from invaders or natural disasters. In conclusion, the miracles attributed to Saint Hilary are primarily preserved in hagiographical sources and local traditions, as contemporary historical accounts focus more on his theological contributions. Unlike some saints, Hilary's life and legacy were more closely tied to his intellectual and spiritual works rather than his prolific record of miraculous deeds. Nevertheless, his miracles serve as to underscore his sanctity and the faith of those who sought his intercession. Saint Hilary of Poitiers, like many early saints of the Church, was never formally canonized through the latter formalized canonization process. This is because he lived in the 4th century, long before the Catholic Church established the structured canonization procedure that emerged in the 10th and 11th century under Pope John XV. Instead, Saint Hilary was recognized as a saint by popular acclaim, a common practice in the early church for those who were widely venerated for their holiness, doctrine, orthodoxy, and contributions to the faith. Here's a brief but detailed account of how Saint Hilary became recognized as a saint and later declared doctor of the church. First and foremost was Hilary's veneration, which began shortly after his passing in 367 in Poitiers, Gaul, modern-day France, where he served as bishop. Hilary's sanctity was recognized due to his heroic defense of orthodoxy against Arianism, his theological writings, and pastoral care. His reputation spread across the Western Church. His tomb in Poitiers became a pilgrimage site where miracles were reportedly performed through his intercession. Then, of course, was the development of his cult. Pilgrimages and miracles were often occurring through pilgrimages visiting Louis' burial site in Poitiers, seeking his intercession. Accounts of miraculous healings further solidified his local and regional veneration. Hilary's feast day, January 13th, was established in the liturgical calendar of the local church and later adopted by the universal church. wider ecclesiastical recognition. While formal canonization was not practiced, several factors contributed to the broader recognition of Saint Hilary as a saint. Hilary's name was first and foremost included in the early church's marty- martyrologies and calendars of saints, which were authoritative lists of those recognized as holy and venerated. Then there was the council declarations. Theological councils in the early church often reference Hilary with reverence, further solidifying his status as a saint. For example, his works were cited in theological disputes as source for orthodoxy. As a advocacy by successor Saint Martin of Tours, Hilary's disciple and later Bishop of Poitiers actively promoted his memory and veneration. He was then later declared as a doctor of the church. This process started on May 13th, 1851, where Pius IX formally proclaimed Hilary as a doctor of the church. This title was conferred in recognition of his exceptional theological writings, particularly the Trinitate, which provided a rigorous defense of the Trinitarian orthodoxy. His role as defender of the faith against the Arian heresy and his influence on Western theology were key factors. The title Doctor of the Church is reserved for saints whose writings and teachings are considered as great importance to Catholic doctrine and spirituality. Saint Hilary became the first individual from Gaul to be honored with this title. Many important sites for Saint Hilary are considered. Two of them are Poitiers Cathedral and the tomb of Saint Hilary. For the Poitiers Cathedral, it is dedicated to Saint Hilary and is considered a focal point for his veneration, whilst the tomb of Saint Hilary is considered a pilgrimage site in Poitiers, though its exact location has shifted due to historical and reconstructions. His feast day is January 13th, and this day is declared universally in the Roman Catholic Church, affirming his place among the saints. Key individuals include local faithful. The Christian community of Poitiers played a significant role in promoting Hilary's veneration through pilgrimages, oral traditions, and requests for his intercession. Many bishops of Poitiers are also important, as they are successors of Hilary, who helped to institutionalize his cult and ensured his inclusion in martyrologies. Of course, theologians and popes are also included important people in his canonization, in particular Pope Pius IX, who elevated Hilary's recognition through the title of Doctor of the Church. In conclusion, St. Hilary's recognition as a saint predates the formal canonization process and is rooted instead in early Christian practices of popular acclamation and liturgy commemoration. His later declaration as Doctor of the Church cemented his legacy as one of the most significant theologians and defenders of the faith in early churches history. His life and works continue to inspire Christians, especially in their defense of Trinitarian doctrine.